Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of, I don't even know what to call this. This is the first time we've done a racing episode. Uh, this isn't iRacing, of course. This is NASCAR Racing 2003 season. I've been crashing a lot in practice, so I figured I needed a little bit of practice here before I go and mess up anyone else's race in real sim racing. So I figured go back to NASCAR or iRacing's ancestor, NASCAR Racing 2003 season, which is pretty much a direct predecessor to iRacing. Get a little bit of practice laps. I really like the retro stuff you get here, that you get to race guys that when I was really interested in NASCAR, these are the guys that were racing. Jeff Gordon, Ryan Newman. I think he still races. I think Bill Elliott's in here. Tony Stewart is in the Home Depot car. This is the NASCAR that I know. Obviously, I don't know how to get a start because, man, did Ryan Newman blow right by me. And I see it looks like Michael Waltrip is looking to make a move as well. So we're just going to kind of settle in. I'm not looking to win this race. I am just looking to finish it, not wreck anybody, not get wrecked myself. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. Turning 80 laps at Lowe's Motor Speedway, which is in Concord, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte. I think we get 66 laps out of a tank of fuel here, so we will have to make a pit stop. Whether that's under green or yellow, we just don't know yet. Hopefully it's under yellow, because I do not do good at green flag pit stops. And obviously I've got a lot of rust to shake off in this game. I'm perfectly content to letting Newman lead. I just don't want to fall too much farther back in the field. Pretty decent lap times, though. See the car just kind of want to dance around just a little bit there coming out of the corner. As the tires wear off and the fuel burns off, the balance of the car will shift enough that that loose kind of, ooh man, she really wanted to spin there. Yeah, Tony Stewart might take the spot for me for there. I really lost a lot of momentum there. Kind of threw a block on Tony there. Didn't too early in the race to really be doing that. And you will get rear. I'm going to let Tony Stewart go because he is right on my bumper. I do not want to get wrecked this early in the race. And it looks like, is that Bill Elliott in third place? It looks like he kind of wants to take that spot too. But we're going to get down and just kind of, or maybe not. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Of course, no beer or cigarette sponsors in this game. So you see Dale Earnhardt Jr., who should be in the Budweiser car, is in one that just has his name on it. You'll see that with Rusty Wallace. Yeah, we're really running bad. Got no problem with Viagra, though. You saw Mark Martin go flying by. It's a really rough couple of laps for me there. I think I can get it back, though. You don't want to fall too far back in the field because it's just wreck central. You know, if you get back in like that 20s or 30s, there's just so much traffic. And of course, those are filled with the more inexperienced drivers. A lot more chances that you'll get wrecked in there. Some more, not just less experienced, but more aggressive drivers. Obviously, the guy in second place, Tony Stewart, they don't come much more aggressive than that. But it's just a bad combo, which is why it's really important that you qualify well, you race well, you keep your car straight. Charlotte is a 1.5 mile dog leg, so speeds are high enough where if you damage the car, you're not going to be able to keep up with the rest of the competition. You know, if you bend a fender at Bristol or Martinsville or even one of the road courses, you know, you can kind of keep going because there's just not the speed there. The aerodynamics don't come into play. Here they most certainly do. God, we're already 8 laps into this thing. 1/10 of the way through this race. And I haven't crashed yet. Now, traditionally, the way that I drive in NASCAR Racing 2003 season, I find that the competition kind of comes back to me a little bit as the tires wear down. I don't lose as much speed as they do. I don't know if that's just because I don't drive quite as aggressively, but or if maybe the computer is also just a little more conservative once the tires wear off and the fuel starts to... Man, look at how far Newman's got out ahead of us, though. We're just going to coast here in 6th place. Look at the gap we've opened up behind us, 1.17 seconds. So I'm perfectly happy with that. I just don't want to fall too far back in the field. That's where you can run into trouble. Honestly, you know, this game is, I don't know if I can do math, this game's 14 years old, 13 years old now. I don't think iRacing looks worlds better than this game does, to be honest. I mean, maybe a little bit. Obviously, the shape of the cars have changed. But, you know, like we said in the podcast last week, which was centered entirely around sim racing, it's just not that important that these things look pretty. You know, I mean, you want them to look good, but you want the performance in a sim racer. You just want to make sure that the physics engine is good, and that's really what these Papyrus and iRacing has always been known for. This group that has built these games, yeah, it's the same core group, as far as I know. They're really good at building physics engines, and that's the secret to making a good sim racing experience. It's not about how pretty they look. I mean, look at how fast we're flying around this track. Could you really tell if the textures are low res in the stands? I couldn't. I'm not looking at the stands. I'm looking at the competition and the track. 30.782. It's my trusty spotter. You hear? He's not Australian like he is in iRacing. 7th place is gaining on me. It looks like 97 would be Kurt Busch, maybe? Yep, Kurt Busch. Man, Ryan Newman has a fast car here. It's tough to beat him. It doesn't look like I'm losing any ground to, man. Kurt Busch is really coming. I gotta step it up here. It doesn't look like I'm losing any ground to Earnhardt Jr. though. Man, guys, I can't tell you how into NASCAR I was during this era. It was so much fun. Actually, a couple of years before this was when NASCAR was its best. When we still had Dale Earnhardt in the sport. And I'm talking Dale Earnhardt Sr., the guy who drove that legendary black number 3 around the track. That's when NASCAR was at its best, because it was like a transitional period between that like old school style of driver like Earnhardt was, that very aggressive, going for the pass here. We'll see if we can get it. Got him. 5th place. Top 5 car. Anyway, yeah, it was a good transition from those like old school drivers that would knock you off the track, like Dale Earnhardt. Darrell Waltrip had a little bit of that. Rusty Wallace to a lesser degree. Ooh, I was looking at my phone and might have crashed there. Whew. Okay, that's going to be a bad lap, but I saved the car. I got to get my head back in the game here for a second. Got a pretty good rhythm going on, and then I got distracted. No cell phones in the race car. 31.360. But it was a transition from the drivers like Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Darrell Waltrip, those type of guys. Can't forget Dick Trickle. Those kind of guys that to the more like clean-cut PR spokesman drivers like Jeff Gordon. With the exception being, in my opinion, Tony Stewart, who is still kind of embodies that old school, use the chrome horn to knock you out of the way to win a race. Not saying that contemporary drivers won't do that. I think Brad Keselowski has proven otherwise. But it just wasn't as prominent. That clean-cut class like Bobby Labonte, Jeff Burton, those kind of guys that just, good-looking, well-spoken. It's pretty. They kind of were the guys that paved the way for drivers like Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer, those kind of guys today. Denny Hamlin. I'm perfectly content right now to just kind of ride this thing out. I've got a nice little spot on the racetrack that's all my own. This is pretty much exactly how I wanted this race to go. Of course, I'd rather be in first place, but you know what? I didn't intend to win this race. I'm just looking to get some practice laps in. This is basically a live practice. I'm looking to kind of shake off that rust that's accumulated over the last couple of years to get back on the iRacing circuit. I just don't want to do it live where I'm going to be wrecking guys, because that happened last week. I ran a street stock race on iRacing for the first time in probably close to 2 years, and like 4 laps in, I got down on the apron of this very track. It was at Charlotte, and got down on the apron and bounced back up and wrecked the guy. You know, it sucks. It's the last thing you want to do. It completely was my fault, and I was just inexperienced. You take those long breaks from racing games, and it's really hard to get back in. It's kind of like when you take a break from running or exercising. I'm talking about. It's really hard to kind of get back in the rhythm. That first time you try to run, if you were up to running like 6 miles and you try to run 6 after a 6-month layoff, it's just a huge reality check. So we've now reached that window that if it was to get a yellow flag, we could come in and gas up, and we could make it till the end, which is kind of nice. We'll see if we get a yellow, though. Just kind of pushing up in the corner a little bit there. Looks like the guy behind me is finally going to catch me here. Having some kind of poor laps right now. Kind of the opposite of what I said earlier. It looks to me like I'm slowing down more than the competition as the time goes on. We've got 20 laps on, so now the tire is starting to kind of wear down. The fuel is starting to burn off. Me and Bioshock talked about that on the podcast a little bit. What happens when the fuel burns off, you get less weight on the back of the car, which pushes more weight to the front, and you start to want to spin out. You know, a good setup will kind of balance that off because the tires wear out. I'm not sure how good the setup is. I use the default fast setup that the game provides. There's a ton of awesome setups available for NASCAR Racing 2003 season out there. The support, the modding support, the community for NASCAR Racing 2003 season is just massive. I mean, you can get all kinds of downloads. I've got some like retro series downloads where you can race as the cars from like the late 80s, like the Monte Carlo, the old school Thunderbird. Did I damage my car? Nope. I'm starting to catch these guys now. I'm starting to reel these two back in. It looks like Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart are kind of side by side here for a few laps, and that's really allowed me to catch up to them. Now, getting by him is a different story. Looks like Tony had a really bad lap there. I wonder if I can kind of make a move here. This might be very aggressive, but he looks like he's just not quite the car that he was earlier. I just kind of got right by him. I don't know if I made any contact. We'll find out on the replay after the race. And this race is just flying by. We're already 27 laps in, or 26 laps in. If I can get by Dale Jr. It looks like the guy, pretty good race for the lead up front, it looks like, unless that's a lapped car. Ooh, Tony's going to get by me again. Of course, I'm not worried about Tony. I'm just going to let Tony go. It looks like Kurt Busch is going to get by me too. Just not that worried about racing those guys this early in the race, you know? That's a big problem that a lot of iRacers have, and I'm included in that group. Those iRaces are really, really long. Like some of those, like I know I've ran like a 100-lap race at Indianapolis before, and you just have to let those first like 30, 40 laps. There's just no point in like racing guys side by side. That's one of the things that playing against computer opponents, it's a major negative and makes it a lot less fun. I mean, these computer opponents here in NASCAR Racing 2003 series will race you on the first lap like it's you're going towards the checkered flag. I mean, they are super aggressive. They want the spot, but they're dumb computer guys. They don't know any better, so how do you even get mad at them? These two are just, I mean, these guys are faster than me, but they're just side by side, and it's driving me nuts. I don't want to fall too back far in the field. You can see that the seventh place car, which is Michael Waltrip, has already caught up to us here. I know Tony's faster, but he just keeps getting caught in sticky situations. Kurt Busch is a really fast car. There's this Kyle Busch. I don't know what's going on. See, Tony's already right on my bumper. I know he's faster, and I'll let him go. I just don't want to fade all the way back to like 10th, you know? I just don't want him to come flying up on me and rear end me, you know? Dale Jarrett did that to me earlier today, and I was just furious. And it was like early on, too. Well, that was in practice. It doesn't even count. It's like, what are you doing, dude? This is just a confidence race for me. I just want to get through it. I want to get clean. I want to be able to hit F9 and see no damage to my car at the end of the day. That's what I'm looking for here. If I come home in a top 10 finish, I'm happy with that. And 30 laps in, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty happy. 5th place, probably not a top 5 car, but a lot depends on that pit stop. I mean, if that pit stop is yellow, I could easily see myself fading back to like 12th. I know the pit stop is just going to be a killer because I haven't practiced it. I've never been good at pitting. It's always... I always miss my marks or go too far forward or don't go far forward enough. And if you don't hit the pit box perfectly, you got to back up or move forward and get in there or they won't do the work. It drives me nuts. Still turning some decent lap times. Looks like we've lost about 1 second off the pace of our fastest laps, but that's the tires wearing down. That's the fuel wearing off. That's getting stuck in traffic. All that stuff comes into play. See, I think I've picked up enough speed where I'm faster than Kurt Busch now. Wish I knew if this was Kurt or Kyle Busch. Back when he was driving for the Roush, Jack Roush, it looks like. I'm fine with letting you go, Michael Waltrip. Just get by me then. I'm just going to let Michael Waltrip go because he's faster. I know he's faster.
Keep high. Clear.
Back when Michael Waltrip was driving for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, who, of course, Dale wasn't with us anymore in 2003, but his wife, Teresa Earnhardt, was running the show. I don't know if they have a team anymore or not. You never hear anything about them. I know Dale Jr. doesn't drive for them anymore. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. drives for Rick Hendrick now. As always, I'm using my trusty G27 by Logitech to steer my way around the track. I'm in the game block, Monte Carlo. We sung the praises of the G27 on the podcast last week, and my attitude hasn't changed. It's just a good, solid, rugged steering wheel, relatively cheap. Don't have as high opinion of Logitech after what they did with the latest release, the G29, which is PC and PS4 compatible. They jacked up the price and they took away the shifter, which you gotta have. I mean, what's the point of making someone pay extra for a little plastic shifter? I think the total package costs you like $450 now. That's pedals, shifter, and steering unit. Which is quite a bit more, but the biggest thing about that is that pushes you into the territory of you could buy a Club Sport wheelbase for that. And that way you have PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC compatibility there. So if you're going to jump around from, if you're a multi-console owner and you want to play Forza, Gran Turismo, iRacing, all that stuff, Project Cars, you're better off saving up a couple extra bucks and getting that unit because it has more compatibility. I love Forza. That's the one thing that's always held me back from getting into that series hardcore, is that I don't have a wheel for it. You have to buy an Xbox. On the 360, you had to buy a specific Xbox wheel for that. The Club Sport would take care of that. And I'm not here to sell you Club Sports. I'm going to let Tony go too, I think. I just don't want to get wrecked.
Inside.
We've got a huge gap between us.
Clear inside.
Yeah, the next guy back there is like another second back. So I'm perfectly fine with just riding this one out. But yeah, that Club Sport wheel is pretty awesome. I wish I could afford one. Wow, look how fast Jeff Burton caught up there, though.
32.325. Inside.
He's fast.
Clear inside.
We're not going to race him. Wow, we're already at the halfway point. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. For those of you who did, I'm going to be doing some extra stuff with this one. I'm going to capture the video like make it look more like a NASCAR broadcast. I don't want an hour of you guys just sitting in the cockpit with me. We're going to mix it up, try and do a little bit of video production on it. We'll see how it turns out. I'm pretty excited about this. This was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing that I wanted to do. I'm trying to think outside the box and give you some kind of content that you haven't seen on Game Block before. So, of course, today is March 17th. I'm recording this, so it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, the Irish and the non-Irish alike. Had some pretty wild times back in the day on St. Patrick's Day in my college partying days. Obviously, since settling down and getting married and having a kid join the family, it's tamed down quite a bit, but yeah, we'll probably go out to dinner tonight or something. And we got a huge lead on ninth, so we're just going to kind of sit there and ride. Jeff Burton looks like he's got some serious wheels on him today. I don't know if I've got the tire wear thing picked out. Thinking about upgrading my keyboard, guys. I don't know. I'm looking at the Corsair. I can't remember. I think it's called the Corsair 95 model. It looks like it's a pretty nice keyboard. My kid likes the fact that it lights up like a rainbow. I'm not sure if I can sell my wife on that being why I should get it. But retails for 180 bucks. A lot of money for a keyboard, but my keyboard is nothing special. It's like a $15 Dell. Might be the one that came with it. And the problem is it's wireless, and it acts up all the time. We've been playing a lot of American Truck Simulator, and what happens is we'll keep wanting to switch over, like turn the lights on and stuff, or start the engines, and we got to press on it 15 times, and then what happens is it starts reading it halfway through, and then it's going on and off and on and off, and yeah, this car is really starting to get loose now, this late in the drive. So yeah, I'm thinking about upgrading my keyboard, is the point I was trying to make. Keep having to like slam it down on the desk and to make it work, and it's just a piece of junk.
31.
But my PC is like from 2009, so I'm sure it's that old. I don't remember ever buying another keyboard for it, but this computer's gotten pretty old. I've had to put some money into it the last couple of years. Keeps overheating, so I have to run like an actual like desktop fan. Not computer specific, like a desktop fan like you would put on your desk to keep you cool. I got to run that on the side. I have to pull the side off the tower to blow that on there because it just gets hot and then it starts to stutter and stammer and drives me nuts. I would love to shell out some money and get a nice new desktop, but the deal is we don't do enough PC gaming to really justify owning a $2,000 gaming computer, if not more. Jeff Burton is on the move, man. He's caught that second group now. I'd love to get by Mr. Home Depot here.
1.6.
Always been more of a Lowe's guy myself. Oh, where Jimmy Johnson is. I'd love to see Jeff Gordon in the game today. Huge Jeff Gordon fan. Man, it sucked to see him retire. That's the first NASCAR race I'd watched in probably 5 or 6 years, though. Just to see him walk to the car with his kid. Got pretty choked up when I saw that. He's a good dude. He's always been my favorite driver. He caught a lot of shit early in his career, too.
1.684.
But like I said earlier, it's that transitional phase, you know, as we moved away from the old guard to the slicker, the better looking, the guys who have perfect hair, $700 sunglasses, that type of crowd. Ooh, man, Tony Stewart is not good all of a sudden. Is he pitting? Yeah, all these guys are pitting.
Car inside. The leader's pitting now. Clear inside.
Here we go, green flag pit stops. Man, I would love to see a caution.
32.
Well, we're going to have to go ahead and pit.
You're back in second.
Well, we went in, I think we were in 6th. We're going to pit with this guy, I would imagine, and see what happens. This is going to be a train wreck, trust me, guys, and I apologize in advance for how bad this pit stop is going to be.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500. In second, the leader's pitting
We are
now.
down in the first stall, of course. Well, we got in, it wasn't terrible. Make sure we don't get racked. Unlike in iRacing, you can actually, I don't think you can have an accident on pit road, but here in iRacing you can. If you hit one of these guys, there's Johnny Benson. If you hit one of these guys, they are going to, you're going to have damage to your car, and of course, that guy had to be sitting right there.
We'll give you just a splash of fuel.
Hey, I hit my spot. I hope they're giving me enough fuel to finish the goddamn race. Looks like it.
Go, go, go! Yeah!
All right.
We nailed that stop. Great
Oh,
work,
wow.
guys.
Don't get too
Okay,
full of
you're clear
yourself
of
here,
pit lane.
guys. Okay, I guarantee you that stop was not very fast. I don't think we can merge until we get on the back stretch. Just trying not to spin the car out.
Okay, merge
Getting.
when you can.
All right, now we can merge. See how many spots we lost there. I'm guessing we're back in 15th because of that. We'll see. Right now I read is 14th, 15th, 16th. Might be a few guys still pitting though. Got Newman right ahead of us. Rusty Wallace. Rusty Wallace! Crusty Rusty Wallace! I'm just kidding, I like Rusty. Rusty, man, back in the day, he absolutely owned the short tracks, man. Nobody could touch him on the short tracks. Go to Bristol, North Wilkesboro, Martinsville, Rusty was just untouchable. Yeah, I'm going to end up back in 16th. Now we got to start getting a little racy here. Been a little too passive in this game, and there might still be guys pitting, I don't know. I said I didn't care about position where I finish, but I do want to get a top 10, especially starting from the pole. And we've got 28 laps to get up there. Man, when you get those fresh tires on, man, it just sticks to the bottom of the racetrack. Such a good feeling. Don't hit the wall. Man, I almost smacked it there. Looks like Ward Burton is right behind me. I'm going to lose another spot here.
Inside.
Just go, dude.
Stay high. Clear.
Wish we could see a wreck here. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to be in the wreck. I don't want to cause the wreck. And just to explain to you guys why I lost so many positions on pit road, it has nothing to do with my pit crew. They were fine. That was one of their better stops. The problem is I don't go in as aggressively as the computer does. I just don't have as good a feel for it yet. I haven't played this game in a long time, so give me a little bit of a break there. This Jasper car looks like it's really slow. Is he pitting or what? Then get out of my way, dude. Yeah, this Jasper car is a lap down, and he just totally came down on us there. Which is fine. It's not a non-competitive race. It doesn't matter. I just wish this Jasper car would get out of the way. We're going to get him here, I think.
Outside. Stay low. Clear outside.
Obviously, starting first and running in 17th is not good, but, oh shit, I smacked the ball. Let's see, repairs, yes. I don't think I hit it very hard, though. There goes my flawless race. But the point I was trying to make, and I said this from the very outing, I just wanted to finish this race. I wanted to go 80 laps and not crash myself, not crash anybody else. I'm just trying to get a feel back. It's kind of like training for a fight, and I'm training to get back into iRacing. Honestly, I think I had a pretty aggressive opponent strength there. I started right off at 95% strength, and I mean, considering 100% is what the game views actual Winston Cup drivers race at, that's pretty damn impressive. I mean, I'm just backing that down 5%. Smack the wall again. Jesus. Yeah, NASCAR Racing 2003 season is kind of hard to get your hands on now because it was so popular about 10 years ago. I know for a while there, legit copies of the game with the box and the owner's manual. Man, I'm really pushing coming off of 4 now. I don't know if it's the damage or what. But legit copies were going for like $300 for a game that was 10 years old, which is ridiculous. But of course, I'm sure there's tons of pirated copies out there. Oh, yellow flag! Yellow flag! Man, where was that 20 laps ago? Damn it! Now we just got to make sure we don't drive through the accident, which looks like it's right there. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Hard on the brakes.
Car inside. Clear.
Oh man!
Outside. Clear outside.
I got hit from behind. I think. That sucks. Well, yeah, I've got engine damage.
Stay low.
Yep.
Clear.
I just had nowhere to go there.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy.
Yep.
Clear.
My motor's trash.
Looks like we're bent up on the back end.
Well, we made it 20 laps to our goal, and yeah, we're toast. This car is junk.
Looks like you're leaking some fluid. You're smoking out there. Stay behind the.
Well, I can't go.
She just on the front stretch.
I don't know if they can do anything with it. Let's check out how bad the damage is here. Holy shit! Yeah, look at the back end of the car. Not so good. Yeah, we got messed up pretty good there, I think. We're obviously toast. We'll see how the race turns out, but we're obviously done. Let's go ahead. We're gonna retire. We'll watch the end of the race here. Oh, look, Jeff Gordon got involved in it too. Let's go ahead and find the leader, and we will just kind of I don't know who's leading the race. Where is the leader at? He's in 32nd. Obviously, it's not him. Looks like Mark Martin is leading the race. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, we'll just accelerate time, and I don't want to sit here and watch this. We'll see how it turns out, and man, we were so close. We were so close. You know, that's just the way it happens, though, and that's the way it happens in real NASCAR. There's just no, yeah, it looks like Mark Martin won it. Shit happens. You know, look, there's just no other way to get it. Look at how many guys got collected in that accident. It sucks. It's just one of those deals. There's really nothing you can do about it. It's frustrating. I'm sure it's just as frustrating for actual NASCAR drivers, but it happens. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, again, we're going to try some video editing on this one. Going to capture the actual broadcast footage and cross-cut it in there. So I'm very excited about this. I get to dust off the old broadcast journalism video editing skills that I learned at the wonderful Minnesota State University Moorhead up there in Moorhead, Minnesota. So, all right, thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.